Okay. So we finally got to work. Sorry about the last video, you guys. I clicked the wrong button. You know how my eyes get sometimes. But okay, so the word for today is apanthropy. 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 Okay, so a lot of people know next Saturday, May 29th, I will be turning 38 years old. I'm really excited, man. I'm really excited. My hair is nappier. You know what I'm saying? I got about $2 in my pocket. I mean, I'm living the American dream going into um, my latter years of life. But yeah, being 38, it's going to be exciting. I'm very, very excited about it. But the word that popped up today for me was apanthropy. And the reason why this word, you know, came up in my mind was because I've noticed that, well, a lot of people, the older you get, the more you tend to notice that life is slowing down. When you're like in your, teen years, early college years, life is so fast. And when you get older, like me, I'm about to be 38, 2 years from 40, and then everything starts to slow down. And so the word apanthropy, um, it's interesting to me that looking at that word and kind of hoping that that doesn't become my life ever, um, because the word apanthropy means that you have a strong desire to be alone. You have a strong desire to be by yourself, isolated, and you also have a distaste to be around other people. Now you have to understand something that in life, a lot of times, people can hurt you. They can come against you. They can be jealous of your success. They can envy your wins, and they can just become monsters. And I think when you look at the word apanthropy, you can understand why people may become isolated. I know for myself, being retired 30 years in advance because of my eye disease in my right eye, called retinitis pigmentosa. If you care about it, look it up. But most people don't. Most people don't do their research. They just kind of look at people and they say, "Oh, well, you don't look blind and you don't care about this." Like, does a person with cancer look like they have cancer? If that woman that has cancer doesn't remove her hat and you see that she's bald headed, you probably would never know that she has cancer if she didn't tell you. Same thing with AIDS. Unless you see lesions on their necks and on their arms, you wouldn't even know if the person had AIDS or STD. And so I think that the ignorance of humanity over time has really made things difficult. And so with blindness, there's different levels and different forms of blindness. Like, yeah, you can look at someone and be like, oh, they don't seem or look blind, but then toss me your car keys. Tell me to run up the street really fast and, just do normal things in life. I do the best that I can to make sense of it. I didn't raise my hand and say I want to be vision impaired. I would never lie about being vision impaired. I would never, ever, I have a 10-year-old son. You really think I'm going to, you know, play around with my eyes and blindness and miss the opportunity to pick him up from school? That's if I could have one wish in life, it would be to be able to pick up my son from school in a car. I want to be able to get in the car seat and just drive to my son's school, and at the time he gets out, pick him up, honk the horn. I'm right here. Now, if I did that today, people be like, what in the world? Dad, why are you? But yeah. So the word Apanthropy came to mind today. I don't know. I woke up and I was, doing research on some words, and that word right there just really kind of stuck with me. I was like, man, I gotta stay innovative. I gotta stay creative. I gotta wake up and stay motivated, because if I don't stay motivated doing comedy, if I don't stay motivated as a pastor preaching the gospel, I feel like I would I could easily end up having this desire to be alone. I feel like I could easily develop a desire to want to be away from people. Because people, man, I'm telling you, everybody doesn't have your best interest or favorite. Like some people, they want you around, but when you're around, they don't even know what to do with you. You know what I'm saying? You're like an anomaly. That's another cool word. So you gotta understand something about life, is that when you're around people, observe people, man. Observe people, and move accordingly. Always believe that people are going to be who they say they are. Trust the actions that you see, because that's the person. That what that person is doing in your life is the real person. And so you got to really, really take it day by day, and make sure that you make the most of every moment. If you don't like how people or a certain type of person is acting, remove yourself. I know that's easier said than done. If you work a 9 to 5, you can't just quit the job every time somebody does something you don't like. I get that. Everybody's situation is different. I'm 30. I retired 30 years in advance. I'm nowhere near 60, 5 years of age. I am about to be 38. And so retirement for me 30 years in advance is different, because I'm going to outlive a lot of people, because I don't have to work a job 40 hours a week. You know how much stress is on a person? Every single day they have so many different assignments. They have to meet deadlines. They have to meet. That's stressful. And that's why people age so quickly and so early. And so I have to stay active myself. If you're going to retire 30 years in advance, you better have a game plan. You better have a blueprint. And so I work out. I'm in the gym. I don't just work out, just because. I work out because I want to see longevity in life. I want to be able to hang out with my son and his kids. Like, I'm gonna be a grandfather someday, and I want to be able to, by the grace of God, see my grandkids. That would be awesome. They're gonna say, "Granddaddy Leon," or whatever my name would be, Papa Leon, Papa Leon. Do you have any money for us? Unless Biden sends another check. No, I do not, kids. But no, man, life is interesting, man. I just thank God for my imagination and for my creativity, because I was thinking the other day how I wrote over 400 something jokes in my folder, and I haven't performed any of it. So it's just, sometimes I write jokes just for fun. I'm not always writing a joke to put on stage. Sometimes I get a kick out of writing. I never get nervous. If sorry, getting over a cold. I never write jokes just to be able to say, oh my goodness, I'm gonna be on stage now. I write because I enjoy writing comedy. I enjoy uh, having a sense of humor. I enjoy um, just seeing the positive things in life, and so because of that, I am able to write jokes with a high level of serenity, like the peace that I have with God, just sitting here at home a lot of times. And we just, I communicate with the Lord. I mean, like, he woke me up. He gave me what we call the circadian rhythm. And there's a rhythm inside of us that God has given us to wake us up, every morning. You don't technically need an alarm clock, because once your mind gets used to having to wake up every day at 7 a.m., it's going to wake up at 7 a.m. The reason why we oversleep is because we stay up too late. We need that 8 hours. So if you go to bed at a decent time, you're going to wake up at the right time. I promise you. I've tried it myself. The alarm clock is for those that are so afraid that corporate America is going to fire them and they're going to lose a job, lose money, and become homeless. That's the only reason why people have alarm clocks, is because they don't want to have to experience that feeling. It's not a good feeling to oversleep. It happens because we're human, but we have to stop, staying up so late watching Netflix and all these extra HBO Max movies, and just get some rest, turn everything off. A lot of people, they laugh at me right now because I permanently got rid of my iPhone and I permanently have a flip phone now. I noticed something. I get a lot more work done now because I'm a traveling pastor, I'm a traveling comic. And so with the iPhone, I wasn't able to get my projects done. Let's just put it that way. I was getting very behind on deadlines for myself. I don't work for anyone but myself now. But I'm so disciplined in what my regimen is every day that I was getting a little off track. Why? Because every 5 to 10 seconds, I had to pull my iPhone out to check Facebook and check Instagram and check YouTube and check all of this stuff. And at the end of the day, I was just like, you know what? I'm not getting my purpose. I'm not fulfilling my purpose. I'm not fulfilling my destiny because Mark Zuckerberg has my attention. And so I had to change some things. I had to rectify some stuff in my own life, and I can finally breathe now. I feel like a normal human being, that I don't have to reach in my pocket out of addiction. Because, a phone could be addicting. It could be very addictive if not careful. And so the addiction is that I got to watch it. I got to look at the screen. I got to have it. So, going back to our word of the day, the Apanthropy of life is interesting because, I don't want to be here alone. Right. So what's my alternative? To take out my phone and start playing around with my phone, looking at videos all day. So then, man, I need to take some more Theraflu. I don't have COVID. I just had a cold. It's all in my nose, the allergies. So sorry about that. But yeah, I don't know, man. I had to get rid of the iPhone because it was taking up so much time watching movies, watching shows, all that stuff. I just was doing my own thing and I wasn't really getting my job done. So with the job being done now, it's easier because I still have challenges like the next person, but with the iPhone being out of my life and the flip phone coming into my life, it's like a new relationship. You know what I'm saying? Single people, you know about that. It's a new relationship. So, oh my goodness, I'm silly. Yeah. So, that's what I get. I'm choking on myself. It's all coming up now because the Theraflu. I need to take some more. I'm dying here. No, I'm not. I'm sorry, you guys. I really did not mean to turn this into a disgusting call St. Francis, call St. John's. That comic needs he needs an IV in his arm, But I had to do this video because it was on my heart. So that's the beauty of being a comic, because you could do stuff like that. You could just spit up your entire guts and lungs, and everyone would be like, oh, he's just being him. He's just being goofy. So I'll put that in my set one day, not to do videos while you're sick or whatever. But yeah, so the iPhone is out of my life. Flip phone's in my life. I'm definitely enjoying the time alone now. But remember, with the word Apanthropy, we are not just desiring to be alone, but it just so happens I am alone all day. I mean, I have my dog and my chihuahua, but other than that, it's like I'm alone for multiple hours. So this gives me time to really think about things. And that's what I was saying earlier. I don't write jokes just so I can go on stage and share them. Sometimes I'll write 10 jokes, 20 jokes a day, and it's just for me. It's just to bring out that sense of humor in me, and I'm fine with that. And then when it's time to perform, I write new stuff. If you ever look at my videos, you will hear and see new stuff, because I feel like as a professional comedian, we should constantly be writing new stuff. Like, we're not going to do what they did in the 80s and 90s, where you have one set and you just keep doing those same jokes over and over for 10, 15, 20 years, and you're milking the system that way. Because back then we didn't have YouTube, we didn't have social media the way that we do now. And so back then you could do the same joke in 1990 that you did in 1995 and in 1998, and you're still doing that same joke. And it's natural because you've done it for so long and for so many years. And so what happens is, it puts you in a box. Like, there's a lot of comics that have been doing it for 20, 30 years, and they're stuck because they got so scared of challenging themselves and even taking risk. Because if I know that these 10 jokes are going to work on stage every single time, and it's a proven fact, why change it? You know what I'm saying? Like, why? What's that? Don't fix it if it's not broken syndrome. And so for me, I can't live like that, because I will get stuck in this whirlwind of like the monotony of life. Like, you're telling me that you only see a white and a black car. You can't do a joke on a red car or a blue car. And so it's stuff like that that bothers me about the entertainment business, when people, just are marginalizing themselves. They can't think outside the box. So that would never be me. And besides, my name is Leon the Jokester. So if I don't come with a bag of jokes, that's going to be a problem. So even when I'm not headlining somewhere or being a feature act or doing a 15, 20-minute set somewhere that I've never performed at, I'm always creating new stuff and everything. That's just how my mind operates. So if I've done a joke, my rule is do a joke 3 times and then go ahead and change it up. And so if a joke doesn't work, it's 3 times and then it's kicked out. I'll never do that joke again on stage. And so that's where we're at. So I'm going to go ahead and get up off of here and drink some more tea. Don't forget Apanthropy, the strong desire to be alone and a distaste to be around other people. And so that's the word for today. I hope you learned something. God bless.